Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Moments with Mark. As I had a hard time spitting out my words, which brings me to what I want to talk to you about today. Here in Western New York, we got kind of dumped on with snow. What you're seeing behind me there is kind of what we had. We had a little bit of, we had like, I don't know, 8 inches of snow where I live. And here's what's funny is we had a couple, like a light snow a couple days before that. And it wasn't really enough to plow or snow blow, but I just took my shovel and I got it about 6 feet away from in front of my garage door so that, it didn't like get all frozen up and everything, which it's all melting now anyway, so it's okay. But anyway, so we get this snow the other day and I didn't think about the 1.5 to 2 inches that was underneath it that had started to melt and was a little bit slushy, but I fire up my snowblower and I'm going and I'm getting that spot, right, that 6-foot area right in front of my garage. I'm like, oh, this is going to be awesome. It's blowing away. And I'm going and I'm like, what is going on here? It's like, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's like puking out snow. It's not blowing snow. And I get down and it quits going. It's bogged down and everything else. And, here's what I'm finding these days. Sometimes we do things and we find out that they're really a metaphor for maybe how we're living life. I don't know about you, but it's easy to get bogged down with stuff that doesn't really matter. And what am I talking about here? We get focused on the latest variant of a certain virus that's running around this last 1.5 to 2 years. We get bogged down by people that disagree with us. We get bogged down by maybe our financial situation, maybe about supply chains being delayed or whatever. There's plenty of grace, there's plenty of love, there's plenty of joy if we seek it. You know what? Don't get bogged down. A snowblower is supposed to be a snowblower, not a snow puker. Okay, and so, here's what's funny is I looked and I'm like, why is this not working right? The snow is light and fluffy. It was working up and I started piecing it together. I'm like, it's the stuff underneath that sometimes is what bogs us down. So I'm going to encourage you that when you start feeling a little bogged down, look and see what's underneath. And you might have to figure out a different way. I had to pull my snowplow out, my ATV, and kind of push it off, because it just wasn't working. You know what? You got to get rid of that stuff. Sometimes you got to figure out another way of plowing around the stump and doing what needs to be done. So I'm going to leave it right there for you. And this is Pastor Mark signing off. Thanks for joining me for Moments with Mark. Grace and peace.